to this event on AI for research. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here for this. And I want to thank the FCPE and Karen for their partnership and for sponsoring this lovely lunch that we have, and for Lee Stemkowski and the Innovation Center for partnering with the Business School on this event. The Business School has a partnership with Waxin University in Hyderabad, India. And so I am delighted today that their Associate Dean and the Director of their Center for AI Research, Dr. Hema, is here with us today. So welcome, Dr. Hema. This is our group of faculty, a small representation of our faculty. We also have a number of people online that are attending.
Sure.
This is a hybrid event. So I will turn it over to you. Thank you so much and welcome.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank Ms. Professor Mary Ann, for giving me this opportunity to present on AI for research, especially for the faculties. So at Waxin, we have the AI Research Center. So we build our own LLM model, and our students are using those kind of LLM models, especially to do any kind of assignments or whatever may be. So they are doing with that. Apart from that, we give a special training for our faculties, especially on various AI tools which are available in the market. And if there are like paid versions might be there, but you can use it with your Gmail IDs for 1 month as a free subscription. For example, there are any kind of PowerPoint presentation, if you want to make it, where you can use one Gmail ID and you can create around 20 PowerPoint presentations for 1 month. And same way, you can have one more mail ID and you can create another 20 presentations for another month. So like that, you can do it by overcoming this kind of subscriptions part. So I'll start my session with this. Like if you talk about AI, now everyone is talking about AI and how we are implementing especially in the research. But they have a problem, like many of them are using ChatGPT and they are creating a content and they're using to publish the papers. But there is a problem in that where the plagiarism has been identified by the Turnitin. So how to overcome those kind of things? So all those things, we'll look into this. So coming to the basics of AML, so if you want to work on ChatGPT or any kind of LLM model, it's a part of generative AI. And how this generative AI works? This generative AI works based on the major cloud is nothing but AI, but the internal architecture has been segregated into 3 forms. One is transformer architecture. The first one is the transformer architecture. The second one is kind of LLM model. It can be a small LLM model or customized LLM model. And third one is the tokenization. For example, if you give for example, in ChatGPT, if you give any type of thing which you want to, for example, write an email to my boss, if you give like that, automatically the statement will be taken and it will be given to the transformer architecture, where the transformer architecture is nothing but a kind of any deep learning model can be used in that. So those deep learning models has been trained on millions of data, so that automatically it will fetch the particular keywords and then it will take the particular information from that. Then coming to the next level is the LLM model, where LLM model used mainly for customizing the particular words and you have to extract what kind of information from it. And at last, we have this tokenization. The tokenization will give a particular word count for each number. For example, write email to the boss, write value will be taken as 0 and email value will be given as 1. Like that, it can be given kind of a tokens to each word and it will be fetched, and based on that, it will be accessed. So this is what the process of any kind of generative AI process can be done. So coming to this, AI is a major one, and in that the subcategories are like machine learning and deep learning. If you are going to a machine learning model, the machine learning concept is mainly for if the data is in the format of category, or if the data which is in the format of a numeric, those kind of things, where you can go with the machine learning model and you can do the classification or you can do the regression models. But if I have a data which is in the format of image, and if I want to work on it, then if it is a complex data, then you have to go with the deep learning models and you can go with that. And if the data is very complex and huge, then you can go with the deep learning models. So coming to the generative AI, in previous past 10 years before, everyone is using this generative adversarial network. It's not only for creating kind of text, it is used for generating n number of images. For example, I am an architecture, and for example, I am a building architecture, and if I want to build n number of architectures to construct one of my house, so in that case, if I give a specific model to this generative adversarial network, it automatically creates n number of models to me. But if you go and approach any kind of an architecture, and if you ask to build, or if you want to give a design for kind of a building construction, they take minimum 1 day for designing one building, and also they ask money from you. But using this GAN, we can generate n number of building architectures by giving one sample. So it's not about only on architecture of constructing a building, it's for any kind of purpose. Like if I want to have to work on any specific image classification, for that, if I don't have much data on that, then I can use this generative adversarial network, and I can create n number of samples related to that one specific image which I have given as an input, and then I can build my model and train my model, and I can check the accuracy of my model, and even I can predict through that. So that is what we are doing it. But moving further, when we come into the generative AI, especially when you work on the text, then we have this LLM models, then we have the small LLM models and customized LLM models we can use for this. So here I have taken around 12 tools where how we can use this, especially for the research. The first one, everyone you know that, a ChatGPT, you all been worked on that. So with the help of ChatGPT, I can create a synthetic data. So anyone know about what is a synthetic data? Synthetic data. Same, if you are carrying out any research on kind of a survey, or if I want to know much about a single product, and if I create a survey and given in kind of social media, or if I shared with any of the organization to collect all the information, but what happens, ultimately I'll come up with the conclusion that I got only 40 data, 40 inputs. But if I use this ChatGPT, I can create n number of samples. I'll let you know how to do this. Even you can do this with your non-subscription also, but I'm doing with the subscription part here. So for example, if I want to create a data for disease classification, especially for kind of a malaria disease, I'm just taking an example, or else you can go with the marketing segment. In the marketing segment, if you give me some idea, I can type and I can show it how I can generate the data. Any kind of
marketing data. Sure, let's do that.
Okay. For example, I have a product, and for the product, for example, I want to do a research on Amazon. How many people are using Amazon AWS? Okay, so you can give how many data samples you need. So I'm giving here 10,000. Okay. And also I can give the attributes here, what kind of attributes you need, especially for doing the data analysis. For example, if I am giving here name. Pardon? Step curve.
Zip code, a portion of their address.
Zip code, then
The number of times they've accessed it.
number of times. Pardon, number of times?
They've accessed. They've,
The number of times they purchased.
Number of times?
They purchased.
How about the money they spent?
What product? Is the name the product? Product name. They're buying something, right? Or they're viewing something, right?
Are you getting it they're using Amazon to buy things, or they're using Amazon Web Service?
Okay. So using AWS services to buy products from supermarket. Okay. Is it fine? So these are the attributes. Fine.
So it'll generate data that looks
Yeah.
real. To us, it'll look real, but it's actually synthetically generated.
So what are the attributes you're given here? Automatically the data will get generated, and the main thing is like AI can do your work, but as you are an expert, you have to verify the data and you have to validate it whether the data is perfect to do the analysis or not. And this kind of data is not used for doing a research, but you can use it for your classroom activity, ask to give to the students, and students can practice on that and they can come up with some kind of a solution. Kind of a use case, you can use it for that.
Is this the free or paid version of ChatGPT?
In free version also we can do that. And you can download this and you can see the data. This is what the data has been generated. Now in this, if you can see that if I want to build any kind of a classification model, and if I see the data, in that in 10,000 data, almost 9,000 data is related to the gender female, and only 100 data is related to male. It kind of a bias. So I have to reduce that one. So what I can do is, again, I can give a comment here. So if I give like this, automatically my data has been reconstructed, and I can see that the data have a 50% of female and 50% of male. Like that, you can make any kind of changes in the data, and that data can be given to the students to do this kind of research activity on that. And same, you can download it and you can see to that. So it's not only about that, you can add the age column also here, but if you generally add the age column, it will show that people have 90 years old, 80 years old, but those people will not go there, right? So for that, if I want to modify the age column, I can modify the age column, and I can show that number of people have the ages range from 20 to 60. I can show like that, so that automatically my data will get remodified. So I can download this data set and I can use it in my classroom activity. Is it fine? Any doubts with this? So this one we can do it with the free subscription also. Might be I'm giving here 10,000 rows of columns has to be generated. Might be in free version, might be 1,000 or something can be generated. I can use it. So you can reiterate it and you can generate 1,000 kind of data. Finally, you can merge all those things and you can give kind of a big data to the students to work on it. Yes, sir.
Can I ask ChatGPT to specify what's the correlation
Yeah.
between this generated data and actual Amazon purchases?
Yes, sir. You can do it. You can upload the data here and you can ask any questions related to that and it will answer. So it will create a chart also and you can give the value to it. But if you have a real-time data, you can compare both the things and you can look into that. And what kind of research you want to carry out, you can do it and you can see this. Like this will get all the values here. You can download this and you can use it wherever you necessary for creating a report, or if you want to do it for any kind of research, you want to showcase that, you can do it.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
It makes a lot of sense, and I can see how it can be used for quantitative research. Are you also going to talk about how it can be used for qualitative research, such as analyzing interactions, interviews, and material that is not numerical?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to talk about how to do a literature review, all those things. I'll touch those things also.
Thank you.
Yeah. So is this fine with this tool?
There's a question in there. How do you checking to see if?
Where?
How are you checking to see if this data is valid and not hallucinatory data?
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. As it's a marketing data, as we are all professors and we are expert in that, we have to validate it. Once we validate it, then only we have to give to the students to do the research. That's what I'm saying. We cannot blindly accept the data. As we are the experts, we have to validate it. That is what the major thing, which even in future also, in 2030 also, if the data has been generated or any kind of AI tool you've been using it, as an expert, we have to we have to properly do the evaluation every year whenever you are adding a new data into the model for classification of those kind of things. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Question was asked earlier about whether ChatGPT can actually do the validation for you. If you just upload that data, will it check against Amazon data or not?
No, it will, whatever you ask, it will do it. But the thing is, like, as an expert, we have to, as a human, we have to validate it. That's what I am saying.
We have to get separate data from Amazon to check to see if this is okay or not okay.
No, I'm not saying about, this is not the Amazon data, right? It's
randomly generated.
Yeah, it's a randomly generated.
Get from Amazon to validate it against that or something equivalent.
Well, this is random, so it will not be matching anything.
Yeah.
So I guess
Then what is the validation? What is if there's no reason to do a validation exercise if it's random?
I guess what the question here, underlying question here is, well, at least in my mind, what I'm hearing from everybody else is ChatGPT, does ChatGPT have historical data of Amazon purchases? If so, is it using that data to generate the synthetic data, or is it generating just?
It's simple. I can answer this for this. For example, ChatGPT is nothing but how we are going to train it. Initially, it has been trained with a huge data. But if I want a specific information, like when you talk about the AWS data, if I have a sample data about that, I can load the data and I can ask them, based on taking this as a reference, generate an synthetic data for this, so that automatically it will create on the specific template in format, it will give it to you. But even though once it is generated, as an expert, you have to check it. Yes.
So since if I read the Python code there correctly, that was all randomly generated data, but I could, for instance, specify, generate a data set that shows, let's say, a regression slope of 0.3 between two variables with a confidence intervals of 0.01.
Yeah, you can ask. Yeah, you can ask, and it will be generated. Even you can build any kind of machine learning model with this, and you can get the results too. Any other questions related to this? So not only for this, even we can create any content and we can make use of it for writing email, or want to write an article or any kind of thing, where we can use this ChatGPT to write the article and we can publish it anywhere. So you know how to do it, right? As you all have been expertise in ChatGPT might be. So I'll go to the next one. So is it clear? So if you have any other doubts, we can discuss later on this one. So coming to the next one is Gemini Bard. So you know that, like, it's kind of a Google platform where they have created this LLM model, and preferably this is also mainly used to generate some kind of data, where it's not for specifically we can use for generating a data, where if you want to write any article or if you want to create any content for kind of publishing in LinkedIn, or if you want to create a kind of a social media post, especially for any kind of product, for that also we can use this Gemini Bard. So here you can give this So create a best 3 social media post on promoting AI for research workshop. So it will give you the clear information about it, where if you want to take it and if you want to post it over there, you can make use of it. Where it shows that call to action with limited spots, a group of people attending, all those things, and it gives you the hashtags also for that. So you just copy it and you can post it. And we have one more with this, where if you want to create any image, a kind of an image can be generated, where you can use this Bing AI. So create image using Bing AI, because nowadays if you see, if kind of writing any article and if you want to add an image to that image, if you take it from some other source, you have to cite those things. So for that you can use this image creator using Bing. Even with the Copilot you can do it, and even with the Bing, where if somebody is using this Microsoft thing, they can do it from there also, where you can give that particular scenario, like I'm just generated the content here. Not only this, there are various lot of platforms are there where you can showing login. So if you log in with this, where it automatically creates the image. Not only this, there are other platforms also there, especially to create images. The next one is the perplexity. So you have any doubt with this? Yeah.
When you were in Gemini, I see that when you ask for something, you got some little icons, you got some little pictures.
Yeah.
Is that what it's about, giving you some pictures, or
No.
can it can?
No, you just created a content for me. I just copy this, I can post it over there.
In your PowerPoint slide, it said that it was about images rather than being a large language model. Does it?
Extract information from the images. Yeah, even we can upload the image here, and if you ask to explain about that image, where it will give the description of it. For example, you have a flow chart, and I can upload the flow chart here, and if I ask for the explanation about it, it will give a brief description about that flow chart to me. So those things we can do it with here. Yes, ma'am.
How do you know? How do you know if the images are original or you need to? If they're original or
they use a privacy policy here. For example, if I take any person image and if I upload here, then it won't give any proper information to me. Automatically that image will get deleted. That is what the uniqueness of Google Gemini Bard. If you add any image like kind of a flow chart or kind of a block diagram, and if you ask for the description, it will give. But any personal information, if you give it here and ask them to describe about them, it won't do it. Automatically that image will get deleted. Yeah.
And if something's generated, you don't have to worry that it's original, you're not violating any kind of copyright rules or someone else's.
That is the reason we are using AI. So no need of getting any copyright here.
We do a meta-analysis. A common problem is that we need to extract data points from graphs, that people publish. So is Gemini the best or a very good app to sort of submit these figures to, and they, give you the extract?
No. In Gemini, just give a block diagram, and if you want to explain about that, then you can get those information. It won't give any analysis, and it won't give any data for that.
So what would be a good app to grab data points from graphs?
We have other platforms like ChatGPT is there, where ChatGPT you can use that for giving, if you upload any kind of data and if you want to create any kind of a model to that, automatically it will create and give you. And even as per your point, like kind of that I need in this graph, I need a specific range of 50 to 100, what is the values over there, and just extract it and create kind of a table and give it to me, it will do it.
Wait, I don't know if you're saying give the ChatGPT the data.
No.
A graph.
If I give graph also,
okay.
it will do the analysis and it will give me the information. Yeah. Shall we go with the next one?
Can you give an example of how you would upload a graph data? Like, does it have to be in a certain format?
No, it's not about that. Like for example, I have a data, a complete data. With the data, I have created a graph. And in the specific graph, if I need a specific information, then particular question I can ask to that, I can get the particular information. It's not about, I have a JPEG image, if I give it, I cannot able to access it.
That's what he was asking.
No, he's asking about if I have a meta-analysis data, and through that if a graph is generated.
I want to extract data points from a graph, which is a graph that is published. Right? Often people publish figures, graphs, about showing statistical relationships, but not the raw data.
No, we can't do that one. If you give only direct graph and if you are going to get the data, it won't be accessed. It won't be processed.
You have to give it the raw data too.
You have to give that from where the graph has been originated. Okay. So you have to give the data.
right?
Or if you are giving a graph and if you want to generate a specific points related to the graph, then it will generate. You understood? For example, if I am giving a graph of kind of customer satisfaction, okay, so in that the ranges I am taking at around 1,000 peoples of data I have taken, and I've got the scale also, and in that scale, if I specifically ask, can you generate the data based upon the graph it is originated, it will take the axis line of what kind of values are present over there. Based on that, it will generate the data and give it to me. Yeah.
How would you have to upload that?
But
Because it can't just be a JPEG.
No, directly you can upload in ChatGPT. Here you have the image. So here you have an upload option where you can go and you can upload kind of any image here. So I have just attached one word cloud image here, and I asked for the information here. So it is saying that cannot extract the data directly from the image, but however they can help you, the list of words can notice in that.
No, it wants you to put the list in.
Okay. So it's not accessing it. Yeah, you're getting the words.
So why did it say initially it cannot do it?
Actually, the questions which I asked should be in a proper format. So that is the reason previously I didn't get it. So when I write the prompt perfectly, I'm getting all the extracted information here.
It doesn't give you the frequency of the word used, but it gives you the words used.
Yeah, because.
Now can you do a frequency count on this?
Pardon?
Oh, they won't do that.
No, that is what I am saying. Like when he said the same thing, that frequently used words I cannot get it because ultimately I have to give the parent data to that.
All these words would be unique, I guess.
Yeah, it's just extracted from that image and it's given, like by using the computer vision, it just extracted all the informations.
It'll give you a frequency chart. It's saying, can you create a word frequency chart?
Actually, you won't get it because here, when you have a parent data, might be you have n number of times the same words has been reflected. So here you are just taking the one time it's getting printed about what are the words is been frequently used in that. So you might get it, but it's not about that.
And those are not the words that were in the actual word cloud.
Yeah. Because if you give a parent data, then you will get a validated outcome of it here. It's not the validated one here because you are not given the parent data here. Yeah. Okay. So the next one is perplexity. So have you heard about this perplexity.ai? So mainly if you want to have references for any kind of, for example, if you're writing a paper and for that, in that particular subcategory of any kind of a topic, where if you need to find what are the references can be used in that, where you can use this perplexity AI for generating, or we can generate the content also. Especially it's same like ChatGPT, but in ChatGPT there is a drawback where you won't get the proper references in that. So that is what now also you are getting a lot of default not unknowing references, you will get it. But when you use this perplexity AI, it will give a proper references, and also it will cite and it will tag you that from where the references has been taken.
Is Perplexity free or?
It's free.
Great.
So here you can use anything here. I'm just talking about customer segmentation. So it will write some article for me, and also here you can see that it will cite those references here. And if I click on that, it will take me to the landing page of where that article has been taken and it's been cited in that.
So the question was, can you restrict that so that it only cites peer-reviewed journal articles?
Yeah, you can give it that. You can give a hint over there.
So as a follow-up question, you would just ask to limit.
So you ask for the peer-reviewed journals for the references, where you can see that the first one is from Springer, second one Science Direct and MDPI. You'll get it.
It helps.
Yeah. So shall we go to the next one? Yeah. It's fine. The next one, Gamma app. So you all know about it, or if I want to take it up, I'll. So Gamma app is nothing but to create a PowerPoint presentation for any of the topic which you want to take the class for the students. But ultimately, once it has been created, as we are the expert and we are going to be the coordinator, so we have to make what changes you want to make it, or if you want to add more information to that, you can do it. And this is also a free version where by using your Gmail ID, you can log in it. So once you log in with your Gmail ID, so create new will be there. Click on here, and then coming to generate, create from one line a prompt in few seconds. Click on this, and here you can give the topic here, which one I want to create on this. So I'm just giving AI for research. And I can first, it will generate the outline for me, starting with introduction to AI for research, then benefits of AI for research, then AI powered data analysis. Like that, it will give a flow of it, where if I want to make any changes here, or if I want to add any specific information here, I can include here. For example, here if I want to add AI assistance for literature review, list of AI tools available in the market. Okay, so this is what I want to add it. So once I made the changes or whatever you want to make it as the changes here, you can do it and then continue. Yeah.
Can I also feed the content in raw?
Yeah, you can give the content also here and you can generate to that. So it's created and it's asking for the theme, which kind of theme you want to use it here. So I'll use generate. So I have logged in with my name, it's a Gmail ID, so it takes my name and it will print it over there.
You wanted some style change, could you just say, I want more bullets than sentences, please adjust it type of thing?
Yeah, so when you're creating the outline of it where you can make it, or else once it is generated, you can download it, and then you want to make the changes, you can make it. So my PPT is ready now. I can go there and I can download it. Go to export, then download it as export to PowerPoint. Even you can download it as in PDF version, but if you want to make any changes to that, you can download it in PowerPoint and then you can make use of it.
So is this the free version or the?
It's a free version. It's free version. For one Gmail ID, you can create around 20 PowerPoint presentations. If your credits is done, then you have to log in with a new Gmail ID. Yeah. Or else you have to pay. Yeah. So it's done.
The program doesn't watermark the slides or anything?
But you can remove it, no issues. So this is what the PowerPoint presentation has been created for me, starting with the introduction, then benefits of AI in research, then AI powered data analysis. So if you want to make change here, where you can make any change here.
Where's the head?
Yeah. It has funny pictures like that.
And all those images has been created by AI, so you don't need to put any resources over there. And here the watermark, it's not a watermark, will be there. And if you want to remove it, you can click that and you can remove that. You can delete that one. So any content or any slide, if you want to add it to that for your class, you can merge with this PPT and you can present it in your class. There are other platforms also there, but this one is best compared to other. One more is Tome app is there, but this Gamma app is far better than compared to others. It's fine. We'll go to the next one.
We're running out of time. We only have session is till 1 o'clock. Right. So I don't know if there's any specifically that focus more on research that we should try to get to.
Anything you want to know about it? Like, for example, literature review. For literature review, how to start with this. So there is one app called this Elicit or Litmap. Okay, so both the things can be used for that. I'm using Litmap. So Litmap will give you a broad information about it. For example, if I give the same neuromarketing, and if I have any base paper, I can click on the base paper, or if I have a complete paper detail, I can put it over there, and I can get all the informations here. And this paper was published in 2023, and you can see this. So previously, who are all they taken? These are the papers. Like 2021, there is one more paper which is directly connected with this. And these are, and in 2024 they taken this paper and they published the TAN, then Al Sharif. Those people have published their recent papers with this paper as they taken as a base. So like that you can get all those informations. If you click on any paper, you will get the paper details here. You can take it, and even if you want to know the short summary of it, we can do that also. We can take it from here. So Litmap is mainly to do the analysis of what are the papers has been published previously for this, and which of the papers are published in 2024 recently. So till that you will get all the informations here, so that it will be very helpful for us to do the literature survey.
Is this a free tool?
You have some credits, we can use it, ma'am, till that. And this is one thing, and we have one more called Scholar C. So Scholar C is nothing but it gives a short summary of any of the paper. If you want to use it for your literature survey, or if you want to do a comparative analysis, for all those things you can use this. You can log in with this. And even we can use it for any the paper. You can give it here. You can add the paper here. Like you have a monthly subscription, but you can use it for free for one Gmail ID, where you can use.
So when you say free for one Gmail ID, that's for the whole institution?
No, for individual I'm saying.
So I could have my own individual, okay. Oh, but only for 7 days, yeah.
So you can add a paper here and you can get the short summary of it, what are the outcome of the paper, what are the key results, all those informations, you will get it from here.
I want to be mindful of everybody's time. We can stick around for a few minutes, but I want to thank everybody for coming. There's a lot here. We could probably go on for another hour.
Yes, yes.
So I'd like to thank Dr. Eve very much for sharing this information. A big round of
Thank you.
applause.
Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.